This is the Azimut Atlantis 51. Now these are built in Italy. It's a very stylish boat. The Atlantis range of Azimut boats are the Sportscruiser styles. So we have the hardtop with the sliding roof rather than the flybridge. So it's very much the sporty end of the spectrum. And we'll start right here at the back. There's a high-low platform. Now normally you'd have that for a tender. In this case you don't, because it has a separate tender garage. But you can put a jet ski on here and your tender will go in here. It's quite a big garage. It will take a Williams 325, so a pretty decent size. And this is quite a neat touch as well. You've got a barbecue on the back here. You can see how that just folds away when it's not in use. So that's rather clever. Steps up here to the cockpit. This is a letterbox passerelle, so that extends out like a bridge for stern to berthing if you're against a quay. And then up on top of here, of course, huge big sun pad right across the back. That's very nice. Now we'll head inside first of all. This one's got an option, which is these glass doors around the back. As standard, this boat comes completely open at the back. So you have the hardtop, but it's open backed. The idea of this is for example, Northern Europe, where you might want to extend your season by having this able to be completely closed off. So that's an option you can have if you want. We'll head on inside. So then this is the cockpit area. What I like on this is the sort of carbon fibre theme that they've got. So if you look at the table here, the way they've designed that, and that matches, I don't know how you can see it, the roof. You can see they've got a similar sort of design there. I think that works really well. There's a big area here for relaxing or dining, and this table will of course open right out. So you've got lots of space there, and then there's another small seat opposite, and that's a high-low TV, so that will retract down in behind there. The bar area is up ahead. You've got a sink, but you've also got then a fridge underneath, and also an ice maker, so you're very well catered for. And then that closes down like so. And then up ahead of this, you've got a really nice relaxing area on this side. That's kind of dual purpose, and I'll explain that a bit more when we go into the cabins. But that's a place where you can just lie and relax and chill out next to the helm, and the helm itself then is over on this side with these rather nice stand-sit seats. So that can drop down if you want to sit at the helm, or you can raise it up if you prefer to stand. But I do like the way they shape these. They look really nice. This is a nice touch as well. You've got your navigation screen in behind here. But again, I really like the way that they finished this. That's very different and very smart. It's IPS engines on this, so you have a joystick control. That means that when you're in close quarters manoeuvring in a marina, for example, you can just use the stick and you push that the way that you want the boat to go. If you want to go sideways to port, you push it that way. That's to the left. The whole boat will just crab sideways, or you can spin the boat by doing this. And then when you're out at sea, of course, you've got your throttles into gear and throttle up right next to them. And that control there is for a bow thruster. There's an opening window next to the helm, but also above the helm then is a nice sliding roof section. Now that's a solid sliding roof, so it's very well sealed when it's closed, but it does give you a nice big opening, plenty of fresh air when you've got it open as we have at the moment. Anyway, let's head on inside and I'll show you what this one is all about. So we're down into here. Again, very classy Italian styling in here. I like the colours that they've used. It looks really good. So you've got a nice seating area here. Again, this table folds out, so if you're dining, you can bring that right open and make it twice the size. Up behind here are things like the electrical panels, like so circuit breakers and switches and that kind of thing. And then over on this side, this is all storage up in behind there. Big windows on this one as well, so you've got a great view out even when you're down in here. And then the galley is opposite. You'll notice there's a couple of these heaters on board. These are not normally used when you're actually using the boat. The idea of these is because this boat is brand new and it's winter, they just leave these on here just on a low heat permanently, so that it keeps everything nice and dry and fresh for its first owner. We've got Miele cooking on this one, 4-burner hob, and then there's the oven underneath, of course. What else have we got here? This is interesting. This is actually bins. That's very nicely done. Storage in there, storage on that side, and at the top as well, of course. And that's your sink under there. And then next to this is fridge freezer. Now what I think is interesting about this boat is that normally you have the master cabin full beam back there and the guest cabin forward. They've done this one slightly differently. This is actually the master cabin on this boat, and I'll explain exactly why in a moment when we head on aft, but we'll look at this one first of all. So here you've got really nice sized bed. There's drawers down here under the bed, but also what I think is quite clever is that's a big stool, so we can pull that one out, and it means that if you want to sit right around the table, you can bring that one around the table in the saloon, otherwise it tucks out of the way there. There's a little sort of dressing area here that folds away like so, and then there's a TV concealed in behind the mirror here. Storage up in behind here. There is a hatch up above. You can see that the shade is over it at the moment, but that slides back so you can have ventilation or access through there. Again, decent sized windows, great view out, and a load more storage dotted around like so. And then this one has its ensuite in through here. Very nicely done. There is of course a blind that comes down over the window. These rectangles here are opening sections, so if you want a bit of ventilation through here you can have it. And a pretty decent shower. In fact, it's a rainfall shower. You can see it up there, although they've lit up there as well. That's very nice. So that, as I say, is the master cabin. So let's have a look and see what they've done back here, where the master cabin usually is. Now, unusually, what they have done is they've put two cabins back here. There's normally only one cabin back here, so you end up with a two cabin boat. This is a three cabin boat. And so you have a cabin here, full size adult beds, of course great for kids as well with bunk beds in there. So that works well. And then storage in places like this and tucked around all over the place. But then you have another cabin next to it as a double. I think that works very well. As I say, it's rare on a 50-foot sports cruiser to find a three cabin layout and a saloon area. Sometimes they'll create three cabins by losing the saloon and putting a third cabin in the centre, but then of course you don't have that lovely lower seating area. So this gives you the best of all worlds, that lower seating area and three cabins in a 50-foot boat. Brilliant. Storage again, up in places like this. And again, there is wardrobe over on that side, full of bedding and cushions at the moment. And then you've got the windows on the outside there. I think that's a very nice cabin. I think they've done well with that. It's a good layout. A couple of other things to show you while we're in this area. This is the day heads, and of course these two cabins back here would use this at night. Again, separate shower. So that's a decent size. And then on the other side, we've actually got a washing machine in this one. So if we're on the boat for a week or two, you keep everything fresh. I like that. I think that's a great layout, and I haven't seen that on this type of boat before. Superb. As I say, best of all worlds. Let's go and have a look around the decks, and of course we'll finish up with the engine space. So we'll head back out through here, and then the side decks are accessed here, nice and easy. And this takes us forward. You can see in fact that opening roof section again, like so. And then right up here on the bow, sunbathing cushions. We've got these pop-up lights, so these drop away like that and turn, or pop out when you want to use them. And these backrest cushions, you can see how they can fix in place like that or drop flat. And there's a cabana, so that round there just lifts up to give you a bit of shade if you want it. If you come right up to the front, then these are the hatch and a skylight over the forward cabin. And all your anchoring kit, well, that's tucked away inside this locker here. Awesome. Let's go and check out those engines. That's very nice the way they've finished all this off with this metallic paint as well. That's great. So back into the cockpit area. As I say, sun pads back here. Seating in here. And then the engine access, well, that is down underneath this one. Here we go. So these are a pair of Volvo Penta IPS 800 engines. They're 600 horsepower each. They're driving through pod drives, and they're giving the boat a top speed probably of around 35 knots flat out, cruising therefore 25 to 30, and your range is about 200 miles. But actually it's just a pretty decent size. Considering you've got the tender gouge in here, you can actually get down through and round to the back and round this one, and then on this side you can come round here and down that side, so that's pretty good. I am told if you had a very serious problem that you can take this whole tender gouge out. It's a sacrificial element that's just screwed in, so you can remove that if you had to, but that would only be if you had a really serious problem for servicing, of course. This is absolutely fine. Raw water strainers are here, there's a fire extinguishing system in here as well, and then these are the fuel tanks outboard, and the generator then is living back in that corner. So as I say, you would come round here and then down this side to get to that. Cool. Okay, let's head on back up. I think we'll finish off back up here at the helm to say that is the Azimut Atlantis 51. Huge thanks to Azimut UK for organising that tour for me. As ever, huge thanks to you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.